JBN, we keep you informed. Murder suspect stoned, chopped to death by angry mob in St. Anne. A man was killed by an angry mob in Walkerswood, St. Anne, after he was accused of being among two gunmen who shot and killed a resident of the community on Monday. The slain resident has been identified as 37-year-old O'Shane Henry, a farmer of Limetree, Walkerswood. The alleged gunman who was chased and chopped and stoned to death by angry residents has not been identified. Police reports are that about 6 p.m. on Monday, Henry was walking along the roadway in his community when he was pounced upon by two gunmen who opened fire, hitting him in the upper body and head. Further reports are that the gunmen ran and were chased by brave residents who later accosted one of them. According to the police, the captured gunman was chopped and stoned to death while his crony escaped. The police were alerted and one 9mm pistol was recovered from the body of the unidentified male. Both men were taken to the hospital where their deaths were confirmed, the police reported. A further probe is ongoing into the incidents. Bishop booked for allegedly raping church visitor to cast out demons. A 56-year-old bishop and a businessman from St. Catherine has been charged with rape and another crime following allegations that he tricked a female visitor to his church to have sex with him, claiming that the act was necessary to cast demons out of the woman. The police said the clergyman Winston Campbell was charged with rape and obtaining money by false pretense after he allegedly also tricked the female into paying him $2,500 to cover costs associated with the arrangements for the act. The police said the pastor was charged following a question and answer session with investigators. Reports are that the now accused churchman met the now complainant, who was a visitor to the Faith Works Church of God in St. Catherine that is led by Campbell. The police said they received reports that the pastor convinced the woman that someone had set demons to hurt her and that he would need to help her before she dies. The bishop reportedly took the woman to the Annex Motel in the parish, where he told her that he would need to insert a liquid through a condom into her vagina for the demons to be forced out of her body. Bishop Campbell then allegedly placed a condom on his penis with the liquid inside, after which he punctured the condom and inserted his member inside the woman, all the time convincing her that she would be healed by the overall act. The clergyman then reportedly took $2,500 from the complainant, supposedly to cover the cost of purchasing items towards her healing. A report was subsequently made to the police, and upon request, Campbell later turned himself into investigators, accompanied by his attorney. Relatives of Maurice Gordon, Jamaican, killed by police in New Jersey, want independent investigation. The family of Maurice Gordon, the unharmed Jamaican who was shot and killed by a New Jersey state trooper, is demanding an independent investigation after authorities released a dramatic dashcam video of the incident. Mr. Gordon's relatives say they do not trust the New Jersey Attorney General's office to prosecute the case after the state's authorities said the May 23 fatal shooting will be presented to a grand jury to determine any possible charge. Gordon's mother, Raquel Barrett, who flew to the United States from the UK following her son's death, declared that she will not give up until she gets answers on his killing.
I am his voice, and I'm here fighting for my son and also other black people. The police officer that killed my son, you took him away from me. Think about what you have done. It's a human being. You killed my son cold-blooded. We need answers from the police. I do need answer. My daughter need answers. His dad need answers. His brothers, other brothers and sisters need answers. My family in Jamaica need answers. Please, I need answers, and I'm begging. Even Mr. President Trump, I need answers, please.
The New Jersey Attorney General's office on Monday released audio and video recordings related to the shooting of the 28-year-old Jamaican. The incident occurred 2 days before the death of George Floyd, after a Minneapolis police officer knelt on his neck for nearly 9 minutes. Like incursion all over again, gunshots send Tivoli residents running. After a chaotic night of gunfire, tensions was palpable in Tivoli Gardens yesterday. Residents stood peeking over their grills. Some sat outside their gates with perplexity stamped across their faces as policemen and soldiers patrolled the community. The gunshots that rang out Monday night brought back painful memories for many who likened the barrage to the 2010 incursion. Residents say there were shootings in different sections of the community: Courts, Lizard Town, and Java. Me dey forget flat about 1 hour worth of shot a beat. It come like said that incursion all over again. Me never know where the shot them a come from. One at a time, it feel like I right behind my window everything a happen. Same time me start make some calls cause me a try to find out what happening in the community, a man said. According to Senior Superintendent of Police Stephanie Lindsay, a team of officers were on duty as part of the Disaster Risk Management Enforcement team when they discovered a gathering of about 200 persons at a night. When they tried to disperse the crowd, they were fired on by gunmen in Lizard Town. The persons didn't resist. They dispersed. But shortly thereafter, a group of gunmen fired at the police officers from different angles with high-powered weapons for about 10 minutes. Reinforcements were sent in to take charge of the situation and got the police officers out safely, she said. Even the soldiers who were sent in to get the police officers were fired on by gunmen in the area. There is no question as to whether there was a shootout, but residents are adamant that there was not. We can't manage no more of this. This is foolishness. And them alone a shoot. Nobody now fire after them. After that, them start walk all about the place and I pick up the shot them, one female resident said. Them a barge in our house and claim say them a search. Hours a night, them a treat we like so we are some dog in a Tivoli. Another resident added that the ordeal was like a mini incursion. Me feel like me there got dead, especially when me hear the shot them a connecting in the water tank on the roof. A whole lot of children in the passage playing, and a God make none of them no get shot, the resident said. Mayor defends charging station for his Porsche being used for government work. In Battles, St. Anne's Bay Mayor Michael Belnavis has said there was nothing illegal in using taxpayers' money to pay for a charging port for his Porsche motor car he claims is being used for government work. Belnavis has faced public criticism following the disclosure to Parliamentary Committee that a charging station was erected at taxpayers' expense at the St. Anne Municipal Corporation. The mayor said after the council failed to give him a vehicle last year, he paid about $12 million for the 2019 Cayenne hybrid car to replace his BMW X6. I acquired the vehicle at my expense because the council was not in a position at the time to give me a vehicle, which is a requirement under law, he said. Belnavis said too that the Porsche aligns with the government's focus on environmentally cleaner and safer transportation. According to him, the vehicle's emission is low and its electric use means greater efficiency, running the equivalent of 70 miles per gallon. There is nothing illegal, said Belnavis. I am saving the municipal corporation money and at the same time I am being eco-friendly. Aside from motor vehicle upkeep, traveling officers like the mayor are entitled to a gas allowance, which Belnavis said he has not been collecting. However, with the use of more electric vehicles, the government will likely have to make changes to accommodate public servants for whom gas mileage would not be applicable. Lashing his critics, the councillor for the Ocho-Rice division argued that his People's National Party colleagues in the municipality are trying to embarrass him and create an image that the mayor is usurping his authority. He has said since the issue became controversial, he decided to remove the plug, which is now the property of the parish authority. Belnavis said he has instead requested a pay-as-you-go meter to charge his car at the municipal authority. Last week, the Chief Executive Officer of the St. Anne Municipal Corporation, Rovell Morris, told Parliament's Public Administration and Appropriations Committee that all costs associated with the installation of the charging station will be recovered. He also denied claims that the electricity costs of the corporation had ballooned as a result of the charging port. The Jamaica Public Service has committed to rolling out electric vehicle charging stations across the country. After full deployment, it is expected that 90% of the Jamaican population will be within 30 kilometers of a charging station. In February this year, the government announced that 45 electric buses are to be added to the fleet of the Jamaica Urban Transit Company this fiscal year. More health workers to be deployed as Jamaica prepares for visitors. The Ministry of Health and Wellness will be increasing the deployment of health personnel across the island in preparation for the reopening of the country's borders to international travelers on June 15. We are now employing another 1,000 community health aides across the country, and that will bolster the number of persons we have, said Portfolio Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton. He was speaking to JIS News at the Norman Mann International Airport in Kingston on Tuesday, where he observed the processing of 96 repatriated Jamaicans who had arrived on a flight from Fort Lauderdale in the United States under the protocol for controlled re-entry. In an effort to prevent an increase in imported cases of coronavirus COVID-19, the government closed Jamaica's borders to incoming passengers on March 24. The country began accepting repatriated Jamaicans on May 6, and in another 6 days will commence accepting tourists. Already, the ministry has redeployed numerous healthcare professionals to engage in screening at the ports of entry as more Jamaicans arrived in the island under the controlled re-entry protocol. We have had to redeploy significant resources in terms of people to conduct this exercise. These are persons who would otherwise be doing other things in the public health system, community health aides, primary healthcare nurses, public health inspectors, and doctors, said Tufton. He said the government anticipates that containing COVID-19 will require expanding capacity to deal with the disease and other areas of the public health system. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.